green economy.
This ex-NAS is focused and determined to work together with the executive arm of government to ensure Nigeria exercises climate leadership in Africa at the very minimum.
On the executive's position on the matter, the Minister of Environment, Amina Mohammed, elaborates.
Clearly the world as it is, and then there is a world as it should be. And the gap in between is what this administration is going to try to close. That first commitment was made to security. Any president that comes in, the security of his people is paramount, and therefore dealing with the issues of conflict. And noting that for us in environment, every one of the big issues that we have in conflict is environment related, and therefore the root causes could be solved by the solutions that we bring from the environment sector.
She underscores the crucial elements of governance without which all efforts will likely end in futility. Byproducts of the green agenda, experts say, include the opportunity for job creation, poverty reduction, increased GDP per capita, and inclusive growth. From the National Assembly, Dennis Adigunle, NTA News.
Turning to the judiciary now, where Nigerians have been urged to join hands with all crime agencies to tackle corruption. The Chief Justice of Nigeria stated this in a message to the Rule of Law and Development Seminar in Abuja. He enjoined courts to stop infringing on the fundamental rights of individuals.
Recognizing the fact that corruption in Nigeria, as in other crimes, is a complex and many-sided problem that cannot be solved in isolation.
Meanwhile, the enthronement of the traditional ruler of Osogbo, the Osun state capital, is to be decided in the law court. This followed the ruling of an appeal court sitting in Akure, which ordered a fresh trial of the case, challenging the selection of Oba Jimo Olanikpekun. Correspondent Adeni especially Northeast. Talatu Ezurike reports that these were standpoints of discussions on NTA's Current Affairs program, Tuesday Live.
States in the Northeast like Borno had mechanized as agriculture hub before the upsurge of insurgency that caused major setbacks of food insecurity. Trend being tackled by the federal government in efforts to get agriculture right by reviving extension services, improve farming implements, loans and secured environment for internally displaced persons that are farmers to return to their activities. These, though, are not without challenges, particularly with fertilizer.
Right now we found that the application of NPK 15-15-15 is really destructive to the soil. By the time we enter the dry season, we should stockpile. And we should have blenders in all the states to blend the soil-specific and crop-specific type of fertilizers suitable for each state of the Federation.
A lot of people have gone into farming this year. We've also provided some fertilizers for them. We provided some seeds as well as chemicals. We are preparing for the dry season. We've procured a lot of irrigation facilities and equipment.
There are more holistic approaches and international interventions.
What we are trying to do is to quickly support with about $50 million investment. It's help people to restart, to go back to agriculture.
We have assisted the federal government, the Ministry of Agriculture, about 2 years ago to package a youth employment in agriculture program. And now we are assisting the ministry to strengthen its capacity to implement that program.
The Songhai Customer Initiative is a case where it attracts young people, train them, production, processing, storage, and so on.
No doubt right steps are being taken to tackle food insecurity in the Northeast. And the general prayer is for sustained peace in the region to guarantee the revival of activities at the Lake Chad for development. Talatu Ezurike, NTA News.
The Ekiti State government is leveraging on its agrarian nature towards establishing a food hub. This forms the nucleus of Ekiti Agriculture Summit, which also focuses on creating jobs for the teeming youths in order to reposition the economic prowess of the state. Michael Olale has details.
Nigeria might have failed to maximize its pre-colonial advantages in agriculture, but the gradual decline in oil production and coal
This is the view of Center for Social Justice at a media briefing in Abuja. Joseph Orok reports.
Several factors are often responsible for recession in are linked to poor savings and interest loans, poor taxation approach, security challenges, high unemployment rates, and the lack of competitiveness in the production sector of the nation's economy.
Exports dropped by 34.6%, while imports dipped by 7.8% in Q1 of 2016. Headline inflation stands at 16.5%.
To move out of recession, the Center for Social Justice gives a 14-point recommendation, including the use of domestic preferences in public procurements to create jobs and to operate a Buy Made in Nigeria policy.
Now, the CBN should link deposits and lending rates in a corridor between 400 to 500 basis points. Tariff and non-tariff measures should be used to encourage local production. There should be full implementation of the automobile policy in this regard to encourage local production.
The center also urged the federal government to start full and good faith negotiations with leaders and militants of the Niger Delta, review and continue some aspects of the amnesty program to enable government to sustain full exploration of oil in the region for national development. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
Lecture on military and civil relations held in Lagos. Vera is standing by with details and much more from that zone. Hello, Vera.
Thank you, Joseph. Good to have you join us here in Lagos. Building bridges of mutual understanding between the military and the media with a view to promoting security consciousness was the focus of a lecture on military media relations. The lecture, organized by the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy, has as its theme military, media and civil relations.
The dynamic role and operations of the military and the increasing rate of insecurity around the world has necessitated the need for a cordial relationship between it and civil societies. The lecture, delivered by Professor Osisioma Mwolise of University of Ibadan. He said while the media set agenda through establishing platform for knowledge sharing, the military also plays a strategic role in ensuring that sensitive information are effectively handled.
The military, for example, is secrecy conscious. They have hierarchical command. They rarely allow debate. Based, the media don't like secrecy. They want things to move fast because they have deadlines to meet. The civilians, on their part, like to debate. They like democracy. They like to talk about human rights. We need to understand the differences so that the three sectors can work together.
Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Dukas Bobai, said it has become necessary to improve the synergy among the military, the media, and the civil society for sustenance of national security and development.
On many occasions, the military blames the media for damaging its image, while the civil populace accuses the military of insensibility and brutality, among other things.
The lecture attracted participants from the media, the military, and paramilitary agencies. In Lagos, Musa Toliad, NTA News.
Water. Can you really do without it? Water is not just a basic need, but an essential necessity of life. The such a water commonly consumed by majority of Nigerians is suddenly attracting attention and concern. Lagos residents have, however, expressed displeasure over this development. Rotimi Oluwagbemi went round the metropolis to feel the pulse of Lagosians.
Early this year, Lagosians woke up to find that the price of pure water has been increased from 5 naira to 10 naira. Ironically, the content in the sachet water has been reduced compared to when it was sold for 5 naira. Some of the people who spoke with NTA News attributed the increase in price and reduction in the size of sachet water to the economic situation of the country.
The sachet of the pure water, you can even drink one, you didn't even reach even two yourself, and it's sold for 10 naira.
We've been complaining, so they need to do something.
Government needs to play their role by inspecting all those companies and make sure they don't really cheat on the customers.
Nowadays, that is 10 naira. People complain about the size, the taste.
It's giving body to everybody to be buying one for 10 naira. When one is cannot contain somebody's satisfaction.
They increase it and there is no expansion. So it means that the people, the producer or the manufacturers, they are making things unbearable.
Efforts to get producers of sachet water to comment on the situation was abortive, as none of them was available to speak. The general consensus is that producers of sachet water should increase the volume of the water to what it was before and improve on the quality of the water so that people can get value for their money. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
And these are top stories from Lagos. And I hand you over to Joseph Moore on Nationwide News.
Thank you, Vera. Quite a story there. To security matters now, newly promoted senior officers of the Nigeria Police Force have been urged to team up with the police management team to combat increasing crime waves in the country. Chairman Police Service Commission Michael Kiro gave the advice while decorating over 50 senior police officers at the force headquarters, Abuja. Edino Justice brings us the details.
With the increasing rate in crime, such as armed robbery, kidnapping, assassination, car and bag snatching, and fervency in others classes, the police too are stepping up ways of countering them. The decoration and posting of 23 Assistant Inspectors General of Police and 29 Commissioners of Police all in one swoop, the first of its kind in Nigerian police, is said to be one of such strategies of police matching crime surface.
OC noted that the call became necessary since rapid development can only thrive in a peaceful environment. The lawmaker appreciated members of his constituents for the confidence reposed in him to represent them, noting that he has impacted in the area through emergency road rehabilitation scheme, scholarship awards within and outside the country, free medical services, and widows' sustenance scheme.
As you already know, during the 1 year in office, we have been able to provide medical checks of treatment for over 3,200 patients in Abuja, and in all, about 115 referrals have already been booked and scheduled for prescribed surgical procedures.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Political Matters, Gideon Samani, the representative of the Speaker, House of Representatives, and the Executive Secretary, Human Rights Commission, Professor Bem Angwe, all praised the lawmaker for exhibiting tenets of a worthy representative in diverse ways. Climax of the event was distribution of empowerment items to the people. In Aba, Uchechukwu Onwe, NTA News.
In view of the dwindling economy and the need to diversify the Nigerian economy away from oil, it has become imperative to put in place necessary infrastructure and international framework that will create global acceptance of Nigeria's products and services. This was part of deliberations at a UNIDO Stakeholders Quality Assurance meeting held in Uyo. Edidioniba reports.
The National Quality Infrastructure Project is aimed at improving and establishing the missing quality standards that control bodies need to improve the quality of products and services for both local and foreign markets. The project, funded by the European Union and to be implemented by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, seeks to ensure the safety and health of consumers of Nigerian products and services while also gaining global acceptance.
We are here to discuss with MDAs present on how Nigeria can, for the first time, host a national quality award to reward institutions and organizations, both in public and private concerns, that have been taking the time to implement their processes of manufacturing and production their services using the guideline as provided in the ISO standard 9001, the 2015 version.
In view of this, stakeholders in a strategic meeting in Uyo say plans are underway to host the first ever quality awards in the country, where quality products and services are identified and awarded to encourage quality for the overall health and safety of Nigerians.
And the objective is to see that this country produces competitive products and services that can compete all over the world. Apart from the fact that we in this country also, we are getting good products for ourselves.
Is to ensure that whatever products comes out of Nigeria can compete very well with any other product from any part of the world.
The event, billed for the end of 2016, will also improve on the nation's economy as more quality products and services which meet international standard will be exported, hence improving on the gross domestic products of the country.
It will boost Nigeria economy. It will ginger the economic growth.
We are looking at providing an alternative to oil, and currently what we can see in the horizon is developing our industries.
We want to give Nigeria a quality look in terms of goods from Nigeria, in terms of services from Nigeria. That's the bigger goal.
Since standards are gateways to global markets, it is therefore important to strengthen national quality infrastructure institutions while providing products and services from Nigeria that will meet best international standards. In Uyo, Edidi Ongiba, NTA News.
A reminder that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store. That's, of course, if you use devices with iOS. The Minister of State for Power, Mustafa Baba Shehuri, says with the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to improving the nation's power sector through innovations and initiatives, Nigeria is now an investment-friendly nation in Africa. The minister stated this when Iranian business delegation led by Mohammed Gaidi paid a working visit to the ministry in Abuja. Mr. Shuri disclosed that with a population of over 160 million and highest peak power generation of over 5,000 megawatts, Nigeria has the highest electricity demand in Africa. He urged Iranians and other foreign investors to tap into the numerous opportunities available in the Nigerian power sector.
Cooperation, every assistance to make power available to Nigerians.
The minister added that just recently the government signed a power purchase agreement with 14 different companies to produce 1,125 megawatts solar power in 9 states and Abuja using God's given sunlight and source of energy. The federal government is contemplating on a project that is not only investors friendly but will also ease doing business in the country. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enalama, made this known in Abuja. The minister joined other guests on Good Morning Nigeria to speak on trade and investment policies in Nigeria. Abdul Malik Adil monitored and now reports.
Recognizing trade as a driving force of the economy, with bold investment reforms yet to be translated into inclusive development, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment says the federal government is working on a project to ease doing business in Nigeria.
And of course, we also want to focus on our small and medium enterprises, as well as our youths, to say what are the specific interventions that will make it easier for them to either get jobs or start businesses or do something that will make them productive in our country.
Stressing the importance of industrialization as a driving force of any economy, the discussant called on the federal government to create an enabling environment for the development of local investors.
The truth as of today is that even the Nigerian investors do not trust government policy enough to invest in Nigeria. Therefore, the foreign investors who are already here are finding a way of shipping out their capital to more investment conducive environments.
We are doing the right thing in the fact that we are diversifying the economy. I believe that is really the issue. We have to do things, knowing that we don't have much time.
Presently,
it is clear to me and to all Nigerians that in terms of physical control of government over this informal sector, we cannot say it is perfect because they are not even captured in the tax structure of the nation. And once that sector is captured and incorporated into the system, you will discover that it will expand the productive base of the economy and the tax structure. And that is the type of diversification I feel should be pursued with rigor.
The discussant stressed the need for a proactive trade and investment policy framework to attract and mobilize foreign investors in support of economic growth and sustainable development in the country. In Abuja, Abdulmalik Adio, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the NTA. Time now to pause for some messages. We'll be right back in just a moment. Don't go away.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Now.
Presents Professor John Boo, the biggest thing on your TV this season. Starring Kanayo Okanayo, Mercy Johnson, Queen Wokoye, Yomi Fashlanso, Funky Mother, Imen Bishop, Bimbo Akintola, Oguz Baba, Bidemi Kosoko, Junior Pope MC for God, Stephen Odingwe, and a host of other mega stars.
Intellectual Prepara.
Professor John Boo, every Tuesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on NTA International, NTA Network, and Star Times.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
Television news is a skillful mixture of pictures and words. As such, broadcast journalists are most put to task to research, investigate, and present news and current affairs content for television and radio, even the internet. Our basic television journalism course offers participants not just a foot in the door, but a gilt-edged window to see the interesting vista available to persons who want to attain successful careers in the fourth estate of the realm. This course is for television, radio, and multimedia reporters, producers, news anchors, presenters, and individuals who are just coming into the profession but are very desirous of reporting and producing their stories in ways which will connect with viewers and listeners powerfully. Venue: NTA Television College, Jos. Date: 1st to 26th of August 2016. Fees: 100,000 naira only per participant. Accommodation inclusive. NTA Television College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
We intend to radically change Newman Street. My company has a track record of converting slums into new cities. Many years of experience has taught us to fish out allies within the communities we want to transform.
Don't listen to your husband. Listen to me. Give me a boy. And the two of you may never even